In this video, we'll review exponential functions and graphs. So exponential functions are functions where the exponent is your variable. So we have that here in our f of x equals 2 to the x. So I want to graph this f of x equals 2 to the x, and then we'll put it all together and generalize what's going on here. So I'm going to choose some values, 0, 1, 2, minus 1, and minus 2. And I'm going to make my table of values. So 2 to the 0 is 1, 2 to the first, 2 squared, 2 to the negative 1 is a half, and to the negative 2 is a quarter. So let's put this particular function on this graph. So we have 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 4, negative 1 1/2, and negative 2 1/4. And we're going to get this steep curve, grows quickly, but it has a horizontal asymptote at the x-axis and goes through the point 0, 1. Now that point 0, 1 is important because it really wouldn't matter what our base was. We would, 3 to the 0 is 1, 5 to the 0 is 1, and so on. So our domain for this function is minus infinity to infinity, and our range is 0, not including because it's an asymptote, to infinity. So when I generalize and I want to talk about some function, f of x equals a to the x, and our base a is bigger than 1, we know that graph is continuous and it's increasing on its entire domain. The domain is minus infinity to infinity. The asymptote is the x-axis, so y equals 0. And it's going to go through a couple of points. We already know it's going to go through the point 0, 1, but it's going to go through the point 1a and negative 1, 1 over a. And you can see that in the example above. When we had 1, we just got the base, and when we had negative 1, we got 1 over the base. So that's going to work for any base that's bigger than 1. If we now take a look at an exponential function where the base is not bigger than 1, but it's positive, greater than 0, and less than 1, for example, f of x equals 1/2 to the x, let's take a look at what that looks like. So if we have our f of x equals 1/2 to the x, and we make our table of values as we did before, and I'm going to choose the same x values, 0, 1, 2, negative 1, and negative 2. We know 1/2 to the 0 is 1. We'll get 1/2, 1/4, 2, and 4. And we graph this one. So negative 2, 4, negative 1, 2, 2, 1/4, 1, 1/2, and 0, 1. We get this graph here, which is similar. In this case, it's just decreasing. So our domain is still minus infinity to infinity, and our range is still 0 to infinity. But in this case, our function, if the base is between 0 and 1, is continuous and decreasing on its entire domain. Our asymptote is the same, y equals 0, and the graph passes through 0, 1, 1a, and negative 1, 1 over a. So now that we know the general shape of these graphs based on the base and whether it's bigger or smaller than 1, we should be able to sketch very quickly any exponential function. So for example, here we have f of x equals 1/3 to the x, and we know that its base here is less than 1. So 1/3 is between 1 and 0. So this is going to be decreasing on its entire domain. We know it's going to go through the point 0, 1, 1a, so 1 1/3, and negative 1, 1 over a. And that's enough for us to see that this is going to go like this, and we know it flattens out here at the asymptote. The domain for this graph, minus infinity to infinity, and the range is 0 to infinity. So, like all of our graphs, we can move these graphs around. We can reflect them, we can translate them, and so on. So, using our transformations, what do we mean when we say we put a minus in front of our function? So let's start with y equals 3 to the x. This base is bigger than 1. It's increasing. It goes through the point 0, 1, 1, 3, and negative 1, 1/3. We know that. This is an asymptote. What do we mean when we have a negative sign in front? Well, we've learned that a negative sign in front of the function, like it is here, is going to be reflection on the x-axis. So what happens to those points? You can't just say reflection, by the way, because you need to know which axis. So 0, 1 is now going to be 0, negative 1. 1, 3 is now going to be 1, negative 3. And negative 1, negative 1/3. And this graph will look something like this. All right, what happens when we take this graph, this basic graph up here in the corner, 3 to the x, and we subtract 2 from the x? Well, we know that this is a shift to the, since it's a minus 2, it's to the right 2 units. So these 3 points, this one, and this one, are going to move to the right 2 places. So we're going to have 2, 0, we're going to have 3, 3, and we're going to have 1, 1/3. The shape is the same. For our last example, we've done a couple of things. We have here a horizontal shift. Since it's plus 2, it's going to be left 2. And then this minus 2 here is going to say we're moving down 2. So in this case, not only does our graph move, but remember our asymptote is also going to move. Just for reference, I'm going to put those initial 3 points here in yellow. So that would be 0, 1, 1, 3, and negative 1, 1/3. And for each of those points, I am going to go left 2 and down 2. Left 2 and down 2. Left 2 and down 2. The asymptote also goes left 2 and down 2. So we are here at negative 2. And our graph looks something like this. Now, as always, if you wanted to know exactly where this crossed the y-axis to find a y-intercept, you let x equal 0. So that would be 3 squared minus 2. That would be 7. So I guess my graph is a little, maybe not quite as steep as it should be. So let's do that. If we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, let's make that a little bit steeper, like this. One thing that I would like to call your attention to is in calculus, we very often end up with the equation e to the x equals 0. And if we think about the basic graph of e to the x or even e to the minus x, and we know what those graphs look like, we should be able to easily say, when does e to the x equal 0? And the answer is never. That concludes this video on graphing exponential functions.